The 150 looking pretty good. The anemone tank is full of algae, so I killed the lights. But this tank is looking pretty good, man. Got a bunch of coralline over everything, man. Starting to get on the glass a little bit. But I keep it under control pretty much. I like it on the rocks, but I don't like it on the glass. So start on the right here. We got finger leather in the back. I got mushrooms all over the place. But I got finger leather. There's an orange crusting Montipora. I don't know what kind it is, to be honest with you. Got some zoas, hawkfish, long-nosed hawkfish, scooter, blenny, nice red acan. That's Florida Ricordia, Palithoa. I got ORA, Stylophora. Frog spawn, didn't do too much really. Got some cool fish though. I got 3 lyre tails, a couple of clown, like regular old clownfish, and I got a Scopus tang, 2 maroon clowns who are, you know, the bigger one is kind of a jerk. There she is. She and he have hosted my bubble coral. That's only about 1/4 of its size, man. It gets humongous, man. It fills up this whole area right in here. The zoanthid was on a plug. I glued it to the rock, and it is, like when I got it, it was two polyps. Now it's about 40. So I fragged it on that little piece right there. You can barely see, my camera angle's not so great. There's nothing on that other frag, by the way. That Rasta was 1 polyp, now it's 3, so it's doing pretty well. Those 2 hammers right there are doing pretty well. My brain looks fantastic at night. Oh my god, it looks fantastic. Got the Armor of Gods, zoanthid there. Got some more acans. Got a green one, a purple one, a red one, and then there's a Fabia in the middle from Worldwide Corals, doing pretty well. I got a lavender and pink chalice, thank you. I think this is a Galexia. Got some new polyps happening on the bottom there. The Gorgonians, the red one extends quite often. The other one, not so much really. They do open, but not very often. The Xenia it's a Xenia. It's doing pretty well. That Monty right there, or chalice, is phenomenal under actinic lights, man. And you can see it's starting to grow onto the rock on the very bottom there, and it's a good thing. So she's growing pretty well. Now I do have this chalice with, you see it, some good bubble algae there. I'm gonna take that sucker out of there and remove it. And if I didn't know any better, I'd say we had a little issue there with a little slimer action. But as you can see, the polyps are starting to come out a little bit as we're just talking. My torch corals are pretty nice. That's an Australian gold. It's not one of the super high-end ones, but it's an Australian gold. These guys look pretty good all the time. Got some boogers hanging off of them. And then I noticed today I got my Duncan right here, and check it out on the bottom. We got some new growth happening, so we have some new heads popping up, and there's another one on the other side there, so that's good. What else we got? I got blue acro that doesn't seem to be doing too much, but there was a little piece of white on the bottom, and it looked like it was starting to bleach out in my new, underneath this new lighting for itself, but that white is gone. So it's doing pretty well. Green slimer, it's not attached to that rock, but it gets nudged around every once in a while, but polyp extension is pretty good on it. And then I've got another acan, some zoas up there. Got a really nice bird's nest here. I'm sorry, Seriatopora. Well, bird's nest. This Monty frag is awesome. It's got blue polyps all over the place. You can barely see them in this camera. Another piece of Slimer. Again, extensions looking pretty good. And look at the top right there. Extensions are really nice. Another Stylophora. It's kind of bluish purple. When I moved it in this tank, I broke a piece off, and there's my leopard wrasse. That's the piece of Stylophora that I was actually getting ready to try to show you, but it looks like something must have nudged it because all of his polyps went away. But it looks just like this. Like I said, I broke a piece off by accident, but it's fine. I got some zoas down here, and I realized that I have a little Lapstasia right there. I'm going to take care of that later. I got some pink zoas. Oh, my feeder just went off. My thermometer fell down. Scolemia, looking pretty good. That's all in the front here. And then if you go around, got some bird's nests that I just threw in the tank, man. Like, they were free to me, and I just threw them in the tank to see what they would do. And man, their extensions are looking pretty good. New growth up top. It's actually not bleaching. It's excuse me, it wasn't bleaching, but it was over here by the mushroom. And I woke up one day, and the tip, those white tips right there were all up in that guy right there, so he didn't like that too much, and he stung him. So I moved him all the way to the other side. But I don't really care if it was, to be honest with you. I got a ton of it for free. I do not remember what this thing is called, but I like it. It's pretty cool. It's got a little feather duster in there, right in the middle. And then that is another Fabia from Worldwide Corals. Beautiful, beautiful Fabia. Its extensions are pretty cool when it puts its tentacles out. See, like for instance, I don't know if you can even see it from here, but right in there, right in the very center, you see that little polyp? That is more bird's nest. It's like a 1/4-inch chunk that I just threw in there, and it's growing like crazy, man. And its polyp extensions are humongous. So it's taken over in there, and it is going to take off. Everything in this tank seems to be doing, knock on wood, pretty well. My water's a little cloudy right now because I just I realized I didn't turn my circulation pumps back on last night when I was messing around with the tank, and a little detritus threw around, but it's okay. And then this coral right here, it's pretty cool. And then let me try to get around the other side, and I'll show you what I found yesterday. I found some hitchhikers that I don't know. They're cool looking, but I think I probably should get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? A couple Polyphelas that I don't want in there. Thought they were Anastasia at first, but I mean, they could be, but I don't know. They're gonna more than likely go. See, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them just chilling on the rock, and I didn't notice them until last night. I had the actinic lights on. That frog right there, I don't know how it's suspended like that, but it is. And it's not doing too well. So that was a Monty that I really wanted from a local aquarium's tank, and they gave me a little frag of it, and unfortunately this was before I switched over to this 150. I think I killed it in my 75 gallon, but I also didn't have the T5s, so now I got T5s, and I understand I have a lot of space here. So the idea eventually is to get all this stuff elevated. Right now I just got a hodgepodge of stuff, you know, tank, homemade stand. Everything's messy right now because I'm in the process of moving my stuff down to the basement. But got a jabao doser. Just a real simple setup, man. I'm just dosing calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium right now. I don't have a tremendous amount of coral to justify using like trace elements and stuff, though I do have them. And then in my sump, I've got a reef octopus, INT 110, 2 Kessel 80s, A80s for my refugium, which has a chunk of goodness down there amongst a lot of Seachem matrix. And I'll tell you, man, if I can get a good video, there are a ton of anthropods and copepods up in that. It's not really, this video's not really, you can see a few of them moving around in there. There are a ton, like a ton. I'll never have to buy them again, I'm sure. Same thing with my sponge up here. There's a ton of live action going on there. Live action! Woo! But I witnessed my first overflow on the skimmer the other day. Didn't realize how easy it was to fix, but basically the Venturi valve was kind of dirty. I just cleaned it out, and she's back to normal. But just run a filter sock for a couple days, and I take it out, wash it, throw it back in there. There's days that I don't put it back in, and it seems to be working out just fine. That's a Trigger Systems Crystal 30. Do I recommend them? Yeah, if you're looking for aesthetics, it's pretty. But I mean, you can do the same thing with a 30-gallon aquarium, in my humble opinion, which I have done actually, and that sump works just as well. So it's really just a box with baffles in it, man. You want to spend $280, then you go ahead and do that, which is what I did. And I am happy with it, but it's expensive. Just got a power head down there to keep the detritus moving around. As you can see, there's virtually none. It keeps the whole bottom of that area spotless. And then I got a couple of snails and crabs all throughout the sump as well, because you know it's a small ecosystem just the same, so it needs a cleanup crew. I do need to clean my return area. As you can see, it's got a little detritus buildup. But I'm running a GFO reactor. Whoop. And then this is my ATO, which is high door, as is my control for this one and that one. I also have okay, so this one is a, I think it's a 850. Sorry, 650. So this one's a 650. This one is a less than that. Of course, I can't tell you, but it's less than the other one. So 650, probably 450, and then that one up top is an 1100. What is it? 1150. So that one's on constantly, as is that little guy right there. And I've got some pretty good flow. Sorry. Everybody seems pretty happy. I got some cool little nooks and crannies for everybody. That's my yellow watchman in the back there. Check out that hammer. He always extends that one right there. Interesting. The yellow watchman's pretty cool, man. He was one of the first fish I ever got as far as saltwater. As were these two clownfish. And I like the way the clownfish look, man, but I'll tell you, man, if you have the opportunity to not get them, don't get them. This little girl right here bites me and the corals every time I try to rearrange them. So it becomes a problem, not when she's biting me, because it doesn't hurt at all because she's tiny, but it does bother me when she bites the corals. So you know, keep that in mind when you're getting one or two. that purple and yellow wrasse, wherever he just went, is a Lubox wrasse, and it is gorgeous. Come back. Well, I've lost him. So I got a yellow chorus, 3 lyre tails, 2 regular clowns, a queen angel. A lot of people say angelfish shouldn't go in a reef tank. This little guy is well fed and doesn't touch anything. Wow, look at that thing. So I've never seen him mess with anything, and I sit here and watch this tank like Fort Knox, man. I got 6 line in there. Got a scrumpy. Now this wrasse, excuse me, this lyre-tailed in the back, the middle. Of course, as soon as I say something, they all go away. This guy, I'm not sure if it's a male or female. I don't know a lot about the species, to be honest with you. I just got them, but I thought they were beautiful, and I picked up 3 because I school a little bit, you know. But this guy is a little bit bigger. He's got some darker fins. I'm wondering if that's male or female. I have no idea. But the leopard wrasse, I really like him, man. He's cool. And I was concerned that he wasn't going to eat, but I've seen him eat just about everything I throw in here, so not really a concern. He loves bloodworms. I feed him bloodworms probably once a week, maybe twice a week. I feed Hikari pellets, bloodworms. I feed 3 different types of frozen stuff. There's that blue box I was telling you about. Really cool. See you. But yeah, tank's doing pretty good, man. Thoughts, comments, suggestions? Thanks.